Pretty neat, huh? Today I'm recording Sylvia Massy's toy piano into a 4-track cassette recorder. Here we go! Well, it's not hers anymore. It's mine. But this toy piano recently arrived from Sylvia Massy's audio shop. Audio shop? So it was hers until recently. And it says, Radiant Being. Pretty accurate. If you don't know who Sylvia Massy is, let me tell you. She's one of my favorite producer engineers, a total badass. To me, Sylvia Massy combines equal parts mad scientist with radiant creative artsy being. Her production and engineering credits are way too vast to list here, but Massy very famously produced the album Undertow by Tool in 1993. And that was a CD that I played and abused so much in the 90s that it got too scratched up and now can't play without skipping. Yes, kids, that was a thing that could happen, even to a CD. She also engineered for Rick Rubin for a hot minute, including operating the board on Johnny Cash's Unchained. That whole album is magical. Her stuff. Over the years, Massy has amassed a cadre.
Massy has amassed. I wrote that and didn't think about saying it out loud.
Over the years, Sylvia has amassed a cadre of what she calls audio oddities. After her and her partner Chris Johnson acquired Bob Paquette's Microphone Museum in 2019, their joint company, Unhinged Industries, now boasts the world's largest vintage microphone collection. And you can snatch up some of the extra stuff that she acquired. Just head over to shop.sylviamassy.com and you'll find some very, very cool, very abstract, very obscure items. And some of them are especially for you if you're a tinkerer. She's got a whole bunch of trucker microphones on there for sale too. Anyway, but that's where I got this. A Schonut toy piano. It's German. I don't know her personally. I'm not getting paid to do this. I'm only promoting this shop as a genuine fan of hers and her entire ethos. Also, if you couldn't tell, I really like old things. Anyway, back to this piano. If you've never played a toy piano before, you should know that these things have an instant vibe. An instant creepy horror vibe. I really, really love that sound, even on its own and its own merits. But how can we make that a little bit more practical and tame that a bit? Well, let's figure that out in Taming the Horror. Okay, here we are, Taming the Horror. So part of the big reason why these toy pianos sound so creepy is you hear these tines, and when you strike a key, there's no dampening, so they all resonate. We're going to make this instrument a little bit more practical by dampening these tines, and then we can do some stuff that I'll show you in a little bit. But first of all, let's get a piece of foam, and let's dampen these tines. So, I found this little piece of foam randomly, so let's just weave it in there. Ta-da! Now let's hear what that sounds like. It's still got definitely an out-of-tune lo-fi vibe, but we can work with that sound a little bit more, don't you think? So let's get to it. Now what? Hey, am I wearing different clothes now? Anyway, here we are in the future. One of the great things about Sylvia Massy is that she's very vocal. She's been on many podcasts, YouTube videos. Just go search for her, and she's got sage advice. She's always interested in performance, even making mistakes and throwing them away. But enough about Sylvia. Let me show you what I've got going on here. I've got one of my favorite microphones for this toy piano. It is a telephone. It's an old telephone that a friend of mine rewired and put a 1/4-inch jack on, an instrument jack. So this is going into the Echoplex preamp, which is basically just a volume booster, because this, as you can imagine, puts out a very weak signal. And then I'm going into this Canyon reverb. But let's hear what the piano sounds like without any of that. Here, let's add the Canyon. Let's see what that sounds like. Totally different, huh? Before I jump into record, let's just hear some fun sounds that you can get just from this electro-harmonics pedal. That's a little tape delay. That's the reverse function. That's a little modulation delay. I think it's fun. Now, I recorded a little bass and drum diddly on the 4-track, and let's just add some piano to it now. And let's just go for it. There you have it. A common theme on this channel that I will continue to espouse is do what inspires you. And the older I get, the more this makes sense, especially in the arts. I mean, come on, what is art anyway? I didn't even mention it earlier in this video, but you should also check out Sylvia Massy's book, Recording Unhinged: Creative and Unconventional Music Recording Techniques. I guarantee that you'll be inspired. She's an amazing artist and did all these illustrations as well. I would love to explore some of her techniques down the road, both in bigger productions and on the 4-track. Let me know if you know who Sylvia Massy is, if you have any favorite Sylvia Massy recordings, or if you have any favorite Sylvia Massy recording techniques, because I know she has a ton. Stick around to hear the whole ditty on the piano with the bass and the drums. But with that, as always, peace, and be good to each other. Nope, scratch that.